Hello there, Scorpio. It's time for a weekly reading for you. Weekly reading, I'm Michele. I'm in a different environment right now. For those of you who don't, or who have been following me for a little while, I'm in a little bit of a different environment in that I'm back in my old Charlie Bird, my old truck that he's a 97 F-150, and he's been broken down for 6 months, and I just got his new engine installed, which took a whole month. And now he's moving and shaking, and I get to park in quiet places so that I can get these recordings done. And I'm so relieved to be able to just focus on your readings without being constantly distracted by people being ridiculous. my roommates and like all the noise outside, semi-trucks, trains, and there's just like, I'm in the parking lot where I'm at right now. There's some things happening, but it's so much quieter. It's so nice. So it's not as pretty as my room, but it's a little bit easier for me to focus. All right, let's get your messages. Scorpio, let's feel your energy. General messages for you, what you need to know. We got 2 cards that came out. I did get a little glimpse of the 3 of Swords. I don't know what that's about. Maybe it'll come back around. We'll see. But the 2 cards that definitely came out were the 8 of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune, which is about some changes happening. This might be for some specific Scorpios need to hear it, but like everybody needs to be like shifting things, shifting some aspect of their lives, like always looking out for ways that you can shift and level up in the way that you do things. You should always be looking out for that, but not necessarily looking at leaving something behind. What I'm feeling from this 8 of Cups is that like it's not necessary to whatever it is that you're thinking about right now, thinking about just walking away from right now. I feel like it's not something you should just leave, right? Because you're walking away in this way at this time is leaving you in like a lost, like confused and lost place, because it's under the moonlight. You're walking away from something that you've invested a lot of emotional energy into, and it can leave you feeling really disoriented, and you might end up just coming back in the same desperate energy in which you left, which can be not so good. So I'm feeling like you should get yourself a little bit more stabilized in a positive way before you let yourself move on, transition into something else. I feel like the transition will happen for you if you can put yourself in a positive place. The positive changes that you desire will just happen on their own without you having to put a lot of sad effort into it, because it feels like this is just like this heartbroken, like, remember I caught a glimpse of the 3 of Swords, which is a heartbroken energy. This card is like, it's walking away from something with a very like sad energy, okay? But walking away from something with like, okay, I completed this, or okay, it's time to allow this to go with love. Like Marie Kondo was like, lets things go with love, and she's ready for it when she's ready. When she's like talking to the people, if you're not ready to let it go, don't let it go. But if you are ready to let it go, send it away with love, right? So that's the way that you want to do it, ideally. So just give it some space and find a way to be okay with what's going on. That really comes down to resetting your attitude, your unconditional positive attitude. I'm going to put this down for a second. When we have this, I have to say that the Wheel of Fortune reminds me of Abraham Hicks' analogy of the high-flying disc, because it's a wheel that's spinning, like a metaphysical wheel that's spinning that carries us where we need to go. And she refers to our vibrational level as being our high-flying disc. So that's what I always am reminded of, that the Wheel of Fortune with the high-flying disc. So like your high-flying disc is your Wheel of Fortune is your vibration, your energy level, where you're at as far as like your satisfaction, your gratitude, your happiness, your baseline happiness. There's another term for that in psychology. But basically, it's like the hedonic treadmill. That's what they call it. Your baseline happiness despite the conditions of what's happening around you. So, I'm going to bring it all together. So if you can bring your attitude to being pretty okay, it doesn't have to be ecstatic and giddy and like, I'm so happy all the time. It's just like, things are cool. Things are cool. I'm satisfied. I'm happy. I'm content. Most of the time, in spite of things that are happening around me that could bring me down or bring me like up to like this like manic height, I'm just always okay no matter what is happening around me. Just like, okay, okay, no. Just doing your thing. That is taking your wheel of fortune, guiding you to your greatest potential. Your greatest potential when it comes to your soul purpose, to your physical material abundance, and to your greatest potential in your connections with your relationships, right? So, and I really feel like this is about connections and relationships. You get yourself to that baseline contentment, and it can take as long as you want it to. If you want your baseline contentment to be satisfied, like, you can just reset yourself immediately. It's not something that you have to work on the rest of your life with therapy. That's up to you. How long? If you're happy being unhappy, whatever, let it take the rest of your life. But if you're tired of being unhappy to the point where you're like, I walk away from it, then just be okay. And I feel like this situation is going to alleviate itself without you having to leave it in a sad way. Choose to be happy now. Does this sound like, I don't know, if I'm explaining myself in a way that's understandable? It's like, you don't have to make a sad decision. You can instead choose to be content, and this situation will leave you, if it's not meant for you, if it doesn't resonate with your happiness, this situation will leave on its own, or it will heal and become a situation that's really positive and beneficial for you. But your attitude, your baseline attitude, has got to be where you want it to be first, and everything else in your life will line up to that baseline contentment. Okay, so now I'm going to bring it all together with some affirmations, with a blessing toward your positive energy. Here we go. Inhale love, bring it down to your root chakra. Your root chakra is that safe place of being in the present, being grounded in the here and now. Down, down, down. You're being embraced. Neighbors chatting away. You're being embraced, you're being held, you're being comforted. Inhale love, you are safe. Everything is wonderful exactly the way it is. Everything will alleviate itself if you keep a positive attitude. Inhale love, you will know exactly what to do, what the right thing is to do, when it's the right time. Exhale fear, anxiety, worry. Let it all go out. Inhale love for yourself and the present moment. Exhale fear. You are safe right now. Exhale fear. Let go of your worries. Okay? I love you, Scorpio. Thank you so much for being with me this week, and I'll see you again soon.